One of the cool things about this project here is that Mr. George Cross himself, George is a dreamer, and he's got big rock and roll dreams, the kind of thing that I had kind of given up on a long time ago. When I was in high school, I thought, man, wouldn't it be cool if our high school band could get together? How sweet would it be if we could play with a band like Collective Soul? That was one of the bands we always dreamed about playing with. Or Extreme, Hometown Heroes Extreme. Thought that'd be pretty cool too. But, you know, time goes on, the rock and roll dreams don't come true. You think you turn 26 and it's all done. So I stopped trying with original music, played some other stuff, and then George happened to find me as I was singing with another project, the wonderful Live Bullet Band. Jerry there on bass. And he said, hey, would you mind coming down and singing some tracks with me? And I said, sure, why not? What I didn't know is that when George said, come on down, he meant down to Atlanta, Georgia, where he was friends with a couple of guys that was in a little band called Collective Soul. And so we went down to Atlanta, and we met with Will Turpin, the bass player from Collective Soul, and he actually lended his keyboard talents to some of our recordings that you can find online, so make sure you check out the George Cross Project on YouTube. And so we found ourselves doing some of that rock and roll dream coming true. We also got to perform in that studio with some of the members from the band that you'll see later tonight with Gary Hoey, the drummer Leah Bluestein, who's now on tour with the Eagles of Death Metal, and Mike Dutko on bass, who's going to be, I think he'll be here tonight, yeah? Right on. So it just kind of goes to show you that sometimes rock and roll dreams don't have to be discontinued, they might just be delayed. So we figured we'll do this one sort of in honor of that little journey in rock and roll dreams. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Shine. Show me where to look and tell me what will I find? What will I find? Lay me on the ground or fly me in the sky. Show me where to look and tell me what will I find? What will I find? Love is in the water, love is in the air. Show me where to look.